Hi, welcome back. You're watching Michelle with Michelle's Life. We're filming in my car again. So the month of November was probably the worst reading month all year. I read a total of 2 books, and one of those books was a graphic memoir. But on the flip side, I gave both of those books 5 stars. So 100% of my reading in the month of November received 5-star reviews. So I think that's pretty impressive for only reading 2 books. The first book that I finished in the month of November was the graphic memoir, and that was a buddy read that I did with Josh from Literary Gladiators. We previously read A Strangeness in My Mind earlier this year, and we resolved that we would like to read at least 2 buddy reads per year because we always stumble upon the best books and we have the greatest discussions, and this book was definitely, like I said, a 5-star read. And that book was Persepolis, the story of a childhood. It was book 1 in the series. I think there are 2 books in this graphic memoir series by Marjane Satrapi. I didn't look up how to pronounce that before filming. And this graphic memoir takes place through a child's perspective during the Islamic Revolution. So you see a lot of her family friends and family members being released as prisoners of war, and them explaining their experiences while they were prisoners. And you see the bombings in their area and just impact on the people, and how scared her family members were, and how during times of war it's easy to say one thing but do something completely different when the moment arises. So I thought it was a really fascinating read. I thought it was really interesting because I didn't know anything about the topic prior to reading this graphic memoir. I thought it was just a really great book to discuss with Josh, and we both thoroughly enjoyed the humor and the wit, but also at the same time the tear-jerking moments that were threaded throughout this graphic memoir, and just how she was able to capture what all of the stuff going on at this time would have felt like to a child. I thought she really captured the naivete of a child perfectly in her images and her words, and we both decided that she must have kept a diary during her childhood in order to be able to recall all of this information and exactly like the childhood emotions that she must have been feeling at the time. So I thought it was really well done, and I will definitely be picking up volume 2. The other 5-star read of the month was A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I actually have a full review that I've already posted prior to this video, so if you want to know all of my feelings in a non-spoiler review, definitely go check it out. I'll leave it down below for you to click so it's easy. This book just blew me away. Never ever in my reading experience have I ever finished a final page in complete tears and wanted to go back to page 1 and just start a reread right then and there. It was just phenomenal. I will say that if you are a plot reader, if you read books solely for the plot and not characters, I wouldn't suggest this book to you. The plot was slow, and I wouldn't say that it was like it really had an arc in a way, but the character and the character development and just the character exploration and discussions and that this novel encompassed were just phenomenal. I loved all the different discussions and all the different topics that were brought up about sexuality and gender and race and class and just everything, and I thought that Becky Chambers did a phenomenal job. Like I said in my review, I think that she is our modern day Bradbury or Orwell. I think that this novel is going to be a classic science fictional piece from our time period, and I think that it definitely deserves that shelf. So that's it for my reading wrap up for November. I mean, I know that it's already the 2nd week in December, but anyway, let me know down below if you read either of these books or what your favorite book for the month of November was, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!